So I'm thinking about making this my Life Gives You series for writers. And I'd like to talk about how life gives you characters. So today I took a trip to the bank, and any expat in Shanghai knows that a trip to the bank is always an event. If you're lucky, you get out of the bank in an hour, but it's not unlikely for it to take much longer than that. So today I needed to transfer some money to my American account so that I could pay my school loans. And I have a picture of the form that needs to be filled out because I have been told that doesn't, that I can't do that on multiple occasions. And so when I finally succeeded in transferring money, I made sure I kept pictures of everything so that I can just say, I need to fill out this form. And they can't say, no, you can't do that. So I showed them the picture of the form, and still there was some, hesitation. Like they didn't have the form or something. This is a bank I haven't been to before. So they, hem and hawed and finally got the form out. And then the lady was all on my phone. I need to clean it, by the way, because she was scratching her nose and stuff, touching my phone. She kept, reading in detail everything that was written on the form in my phone on the picture when I had filled it out originally. I took that picture so that I remembered how to fill it out because it's in Chinese mostly. And I'm just thinking to myself, just give me the form. If I leave something blank, just tell me to fill out this line too. Like, just give me the form. But she's rolling her eyes and sighing. And she was reading my phone for over 10 minutes, honestly. And I'm like, can I get the form? Can we get started? Because it takes them the bureaucracy. First of all, I think to work in a bank is a government job. And, Americans have their jokes about government workers. Just start late and early, long lunches, attitude, and then just the bureaucracy of it all. And it is no different here. So she keeps rolling her eyes, and she's got stuff to say, and I don't understand anything, but I do understand the sentiment. This woman was something that rhymes with itch, And I'm just like, can you just give me the form? And I'm trying to be very patient because I don't want to make it any longer than it has to be, by getting attitude. I'm really holding my tongue, watching my reactions, but she's really trying to get at me. And she's just, touch my phone, touch my phone. And she's calling people and everything, and I'm like, okay. So the issue is she doesn't know how to do it, but she's lazy. Instead of just reading the form, giving me the form, filling it out, she's just rolling her eyes and sighing every 2 minutes, wishing that she didn't have to do this transaction. I'm waiting patiently. So finally she says, well, go over there. She sends me to another teller. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I have to go to the other teller to exchange RMB for US dollars in my account before I can transfer it. So I do that. And that dude was cool. Get that done. Then I have to go back to her. Then she's like, Like she's upset that I accomplished that, jumped over that hurdle, and now I'm coming back to her. Scratching her damn nose. So then she takes the paper, my receipt he had given me, and she's reading it. And I'm like, you don't need that. You don't need that. She's just, I take it from her. Okay, the money's in there. You don't need that to fill out this form. So I'm like, can I get the form? So finally, after she called several people, and she finally gave me the form. So I'm filling out the form. So she's telling me, no, you can't do this. I'm like, yes, you can. I've done this before. The money went through. This is exactly how I filled it out. She's like, oh, no, you can't do that. I'm like, yes, you can. This is exactly what I did before. You can. So then she's rolling her eyes and sighing and calling other people and all of this kind of thing. And they're telling her, just go ahead, just get it done. So I give her the form. And she stares at it, literally, because I timed it, for 20 minutes. She stares at it for 20 minutes, sighing, rolling her eyes, talking to the teller next to her. 20 minutes. And I have someplace to go. Now, I did come early enough because I knew this would take a couple of hours. I did go early enough to make it on time, but it was getting close, and I was like, I gotta go. And I thought, let me not tell her I gotta go, because then she'll really take her time, hoping that I'll leave. So finally, she starts typing. Once she starts typing, it takes her 2 minutes. All she had to do was start. So she prints out the thing, and she hands it to me. Well, now I see why it takes her 2 minutes. Because all she did was click on the first drop box for everything. So the information is wrong. So I'm like, no, this is wrong. We use this. She had my money going to, what was it? 222 Broadway. And I don't know what state and what city. It just said 222 Broadway. And I'm like, what is this? Well, the computer, no, you can put in this. No, yes, you can put in this address. Put in this address. She does all of this. So she finally puts in that address. Anything else? Yes, and this and this. Fix all of this. So she finally fixes it. It takes her like 5 minutes. Less than that. So I sign everything. Then she gives me this form. I knew what the form was, but this one was all in Chinese. And I was like, what is this? So then she tells the other lady. The lady tells her, get the form in English. E-word. I heard her say that. So then she has to get up. She's like, she has to get up. She goes to another teller. She gets the form in English. She brings it back to me. I sign it. Everything's done. All of that headache. Just because she didn't feel like doing it. And then she has the nerve to tell me, next time, bring the receipts that she had given me. Bring these receipts. Bring these papers. Whatever. It could have been, it was done. Nobody else at any other bank had the problem that you had, because they just did it. Just give me the form. I fill it out. So I'm sitting here while I'm, sitting there looking at her and dealing with her. I'm thinking, she's a character. How do what's her deal? Because I really didn't like her. She was really distasteful to me. She's a character. She was lazy. She had an attitude. But I had a very strong emotional reaction to her. So I was thinking, that's a good character for a book, right? Because it was such a strong reaction. I had such a strong reaction to her. But a good writer has to empathize with their characters. I can't just write her. Well, I mean, I could write her as a flat character, maybe in one scene. But what if I wanted to dig deeper? I'd have to find some way to empathize with her. So what's her story? What's her deal? Why is she lazy? Why does she have an attitude today? And I started thinking about that. Like, what makes her tick? If I wanted to write her as a character, how would I write her? How could I empathize with her? You know? So life gives us characters. Life gave me this character. And, you know, there are a number of things I thought of. Maybe she stayed up late having an argument with her boyfriend. Maybe she really dislikes this job. Maybe she hadn't ever completed this transaction before and she felt so intimidated by it. And her reaction to intimidation is to drop out, to not try, to pretend she doesn't care. Maybe she was so intimidated and pretending that she didn't care, and at the same time hoping that she sighed and rolled her eyes enough that I would get upset and leave because I had someplace to go. There are a lot of things I can think about. I mean, how would you empathize with this character? How do you make this character relatable? I'd like to know. You know, leave me something in the comments. Tell me how to at least empathize with her. She doesn't have to be likable, but she needs to be relatable. So how do I relate to her? You know, yeah, how do I relate to her? I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on that. Anyway, life gives us characters. Stop and take a moment and say, you know what? Instead of letting you push my buttons, I'm going to turn you into a character. Anyway, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button below and share with your friends. Thank you for watching. I'm Dana. I hope this video finds you in good spirits and inspired.